November's first Football United means that Moria and I don't just get to catch up with Darren Caldera, but also start the countdown for the ISL that begins on the 19th of this month. So before we get Darren's thoughts on this, let's find out what we have on the show for you. Brave performance by Indian under-23 team in the qualifiers. Mumbai City FC's Rahul Bheke and Mandar join us to look ahead to the season. Can Owen Coyle guide JFC to glory?
Great to have Darren with us on the show right now. Darren, first let's talk about the Indian under-23 performance against Kyrgyzstan, a penalty shootout, which we won. We finished second in the group, but possibly that's not going to be enough to qualify. But overall, in the three matches, brave performance by the boys.
Yeah, definitely. I thought, the boys started off really well. We had the first game against Oman and we looked solid. I thought every single player. What I liked most about everyone, they were playing with a lot of confidence and they were playing fearlessly. That's what I really, really liked about the boys. You could see a lot of them are, regulars with their ISL teams, but we had, a few players like, for example, Vikram Pratap Singh. We haven't seen a lot of him for Mumbai City FC, but I thought, he was just brilliant for the national team. And you could see a lot of them like Deepak Tangri as well, slotting into centre back position. I thought he played that really well. And a lot of the players, I think, combined as a team, they look really, really good. There's no standout player there. So as a cohesive unit, I think they were very, very good. So credit must be given to Steam Match on this one.
And just when you look back at this, the UAE game came back to haunt us, didn't it? Despite the Manipuri Great Wall of India coming to the rescue in the last game.
Yeah, if you go back to the game, I mean, it was the penalty that makes the difference. I always think, in the box, you got to be a little more smart, especially these days. The slightest of touches, a referee is going to award a penalty. But apart from that penalty, I thought we defended really, really well. So if you go back to that result, if we probably drew that game, we would be topping the group, if I'm not wrong. And
yeah, we would be.
Yeah.
Yep, and we'll be going forward.
Right, Darren, from the under-23s to a man who still thinks he's 23, certainly scores goals like he is 23. Sunil Chhetri has been recommended for a Khel Ratna, which is a huge honor by itself. What did you make of that news?
I mean, that's massive. For all of us involved in football, he's the first Indian footballer to be nominated for the Khel Ratna. So that's really, really big. He's won the Arjuna Award in 2011, the Padma Shri in 2019. So I'm buzzing. I know everybody in Indian football, are buzzing as well. It's massive for the sport, and I think for someone, you can't think of any other name than Sunil Chhetri to get that sort of recognition. But then again, speaking to some people close to Sunil and knowing his family are really excited, but knowing Sunil, the person that he is, he's just playing it down. Concentrating on his football and only thinking about that. He's not really got his head on this.
And if he gets that, it'll be such an inspiration for so many young footballers. Talking of inspiration, the AFC Women's Championship groups have been announced. China, Chinese Taipei, Iran, what do you make of that? Do we have a chance? Because Chinese Taipei, Iran, I'm not saying we will beat them, but we have a chance.
Definitely. If you look at it, it's not an easy group, but I wouldn't say it's a very, very tough group either. And if you look at the Indian women's team in the last couple of years, I think they've been only getting better every time they play. They've been showing a lot of form the last couple of months as well. We are the third highest ranked nation in that group, but like you mentioned, we've beaten Iran in 2019. I think it was a Gold Cup. And then we've beaten Chinese Taipei very recently, a couple of weeks ago. So it is going to be difficult. You got China there, who are a very tough side. But I'm genuinely optimistic about this group and the women's team going forward. We've missed the last 5 editions, so you can see how massive it is for us to be part of this competition now. And it's going to be really, really big for women's football. And, prior to the last 5 editions that we missed, we were always knocked out in the group stages. So I think this is a massive moment for the women's team, for Indian football as well in the country. And I genuinely feel I'm very positive though that the women's team can do well in the competition.
We'll still have to wait for that next year, Darren, but no such waiting for the ISL anymore. Not just this year, but this very month. The ISL begins on the 19th. How excited are you about the action that will unfold in Goa in a couple of days' time?
Yeah, super excited. I mean, we all are excited. It's been a long time coming. We've had some AFC Cup competitions. We had the national team play, but, you always look forward to some club football, and that's, so close now. There's so many things to look forward to be honest. You've got now 7 Indian players that are going to be on the field now. So that's an extra spot for an Indian player. more game time and more exposure. So that's really important. You've got I think you've got 6 new coaches out of 11 teams now. So change of personnel, a lot of new ideas. So, you're going to look forward to that. You've got Khalid Jamil, the first Indian coach who's going to be head coach of an Hero Indian Super League side. So that's massive. And
I'll take you on that. You know Khalid Bhai really well. What a moment for him to become the first Indian head coach of Hero. I said that possibly he was the man who would become the first Indian head coach because he's been around for the longest and he's achieved so much.
He has been with the Northeast United setup for a couple of seasons now, and he knows the team better than nobody else. And even last season, after Noose was unfortunately relieved of his duties, when Khalid Jamil came in, he just hit the ground running, right? They just started winning games, made the playoffs, and it'll be interesting to see this season. Again, Northeast United have never made the playoffs, back to back, never had that before. So, he's got a good side again. He's tried to keep a couple of the foreign players back with him. He's got a couple of good signings again come in, and you know what to expect from a Khalid Jamil side. Defensively very strong, play on the counter, and yeah, I'm looking forward to watching them as well. That's Khalid Jamil for you.
Quick one. Who's looking the strongest, at least on paper?
Not ATK Mohun Bagan, surely.
It's got to be. I think it's got to be Mumbai City FC again. That side again, look super strong. They are the Shield winners. They're going to, defend the title again, and it's going to be massive. There's going to be a lot of pressure on them. They've had, again, a change in coach right towards the end, so that's going to be interesting now.
Right, before Darren slips in Manchester United in this discussion, I'm going to let him go. Darren, thank you so much for your company as always on Football United. All right, now Darren's picked Mumbai City FC to defend their title. And speaking of Mumbai City FC, Moria caught up with the two gentlemen from the Mumbai camp, Rahul Bheke and Mandar Rao Desai, and this is what happened.
And it is our great pleasure that we are joined by Rahul Bheke and Mandar Rao Desai on Football United. And we have been told that Mandar had a haircut before this. So thank you, Mandar, for taking that effort to look as good as possible on the show. But first up, congratulations to both of you on the SAF win. Rahul, I'll come to you first. How important was it to win the SAF championship and how difficult was it?
First of all, thank you so much, Moria Bhai. And we all know that we didn't have a good start to the tournament, but we ended well. Expectations were high, but we all were focused, and all the players knew that what we are capable of, and that we showed later in the tournament. So I think winning this tournament has given a lot of confidence to the entire squad.
When we went into this tournament, I think the expectation was that India have to win the SAF Cup, and we had a difficult start, as Rahul said, but then we did not get much time together. It was just 4 days before the tournament, and I think we took some time to get adjusted to the situations and to the condition and about how the atmosphere was in Maldives. And I think after the 2 games, we built up as a team, and I think that showed us in the finals how how good we were in the finals.
Now, switching attention, the next challenge is obviously the Hero ISL. I'll come to Rahul on this, who's joined Mumbai for this season. Rahul, you've just come out of quarantine. You've had a few training sessions. How has it been? Have you had a chance to talk to the new coach?
It's been a great feeling. My new team, new teammates, new coach. Everyone has been warm and welcoming.
Yes, I've been speaking to him for quite some time, and he has been telling me about the same style what we used to play before, and what Sergio came in with. So it's almost the same, and as Rahul said, yes, he has his own plans, so we are trying to adapt to his plans as soon as possible.
Mandar, staying with you, last year Mumbai won both the Shield and the trophy. So this year there's extra pressure because now everybody knows that Mumbai is the team to beat. And as they said, defending a title is sometimes more difficult than winning it, right? How are you approaching this season? And the first game is the difficult one against FC Goa.
The most important thing, I would say that we have to beat as a team together. And yes, as you said, we were the champions last year. So there's a pressure, but I think keeping that in mind, we just have to continue performing and winning games. That makes us move forward in this tournament.
You've won the tournament in the past. You've won the title in the past, but it's a new challenge now in Mumbai, right? And you come with a huge reputation, but in a new team, it's always a challenge, right? To establish yourself, because there are some great young players in Mumbai also who are pushing for the same spot that you are playing in.
Yeah, it's been challenging throughout my career, and I think every season, whether it's my new team or the team where I was before, it's always a challenging because you never know whether you will play or not. So you have to push hard to get your position. So I know this is my new team and I have to do my best to get my position. And it's a challenge for the whole team to defend the title, which none of the team has done this before. That winning the league consecutively.
Talking about last year, that final, right? ATK Mohun Bagan started well, but then Mumbai came back. How was that final like? Talk us through that.
That was a great moment, I think, and which gave the ISL trophy to Mumbai City. And yes, and we tried to beat Mohun Bagan all 3 times.
Thanks for reminding me of that. Yes.
Yes, and also when it was a league decider, so it was like a final because we had to win the game and they just needed a draw. So we came all out, and that motivation was high in our team, so that we have to win this game.
And Mandar, also from last season, some of the foreigners have returned. Jahu is there, Murtada Falls there, but some new foreigners are also there. Does that make things more difficult in a sense? Because again, you have to go gel with these new guys. But they're great foreigners though. Igor Angulo, who was the top scorer, and some of the others, again, on paper look to have great CVs.
Yes, all the players who have come in, I think, are of the same quality, and they try to adapt as soon as possible. As I said before, there's not much time to gel, but whatever time we have, we just have to, and it's a bubble, so I think on and off the pitch, it matters a lot.
Beyond the ISL, Mumbai will be playing the AFC Champions League. That's a huge test. How excited are you? Because it's playing against the best in Asia.
Very much excited. It's a new tournament for me. I will be playing AFC Champions League for the first time. So surely as a team, it's our target that we do well because we are representing our nation. So it's important that we do well for the team as well as for the nation.
Yes, it's really important for us to play in this tournament the way we played last year, and winning both the things, and now representing India at the AFC Champions League level with great teams. We have seen it last year when FC Goa played. How it's not easy to play at that level, but yes, we are really excited to play at that level.
One of the sides who are looking to qualify for the playoffs for the first time in the history of the Hero Indian Super League is Jamshedpur FC, and we caught up with coach Owen Coyle ahead of what will be a big season for them. And on Football United now, we're joined by Jamshedpur FC head coach Owen Coyle, coming back to India and Goa once again. Coach, how have you been doing? How was the period away from Indian football, and how's it like getting back to the ISL?
I'll answer the last question first. It's great to be back. It really is. I mean, I've thoroughly enjoyed my 2 seasons already in the ISL and in India with the people. It's such a fantastic country, great culture, great people, and that's been a blessing. But of course, the time away with football lovers, so obviously to be inactive, then of course that ends up a source of frustration. That being said, we're back here now. We're looking forward to such an exciting season.
Coach, looking ahead to the new season, how excited are you? How are you looking forward to it? The team's going through pre-season right now. A few games have been played. How excited are you?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it's a brilliant question. I think we certainly, coming in last year, I obviously inherited a lot of the players now, bit by bit. I'm still not 100% where I want to be, but in terms of we're building a very good squad. We've added some good players. And of course, this year as well, the opportunity for the extra Indian player, which I think is fantastic. I've always been an advocate because, when you come in, of course, you're coming from a foreign country. and you want to enhance the game. You want to grow and develop the young Indian players. I think this season, when I look at the signings that other teams have made as well, the coaches coming in the league, I think this will be a really competitive league, and everybody, I think at the outset, will really feel that it could be at the top end of the league.
Coach, you touched upon some of the new signings as well. Let's talk about the Indian coach, shall we? I mean, Ishan Pandita's been added to the ranks. Pranay Haldar comes with some experience. There's Komal Thattal, still very young. Din Puya, Anas with his experience. Ritvik Das. I mean, you've got a lot of young Indian stars now to just shore up that spine of yours. How's it looking ahead of the big season with these Indian players?
Yeah, I've got to say, I've really enjoyed working with them to this point. They come in, they're young, as you mentioned, they're fresh, they're energetic, they have pace, and they will get the opportunity. And that's the key component, because obviously there's some big clubs have big squads. But when you look at some of those young players, they know if they come to Jamshedpur, they have a coach who's willing to give them an opportunity, and ultimately it's up to them to show their quality on the field and keep the place. But the great thing for us is that when I started out last season, I didn't have any players in the Indian national squad. Now over the summer months, I've had 4 with Narendra, with Ishan, with Pranay, you mentioned, and obviously, which has been a blow to us and we can't get away from it, the terrible injury to Farooq. But he played a huge part in helping India. Had Farooq not knocked the ball back for Sunil, I think the 2 of those boys are owed a great debt by the country, because had they not, they would have been out of the championships. As it is, they're going to win it, and everything's obviously rosy in the garden again. It gives them so. In answer to your question, I'm delighted with the core of young Indian players that we're getting with, and you mentioned there the experience that we have also. So I think there's a good balance.
Coach, talking about the foreign signings, Jordan Murray has come in. Greg Stewart, that's a big signing to come straight from Rangers to Jamshedpur. Eli Sabia, what do you make of the new foreign signings? Happy with the way they are shaping up?
I'm not happy. I'm absolutely delighted with them. to get them first and foremost. I mean, we obviously had to work very hard. Stephen Easy was a very good player for us, and obviously Stephen had opportunities elsewhere. But in Eli Sabia, that's one of the best defenders in the league that I worked with at Chennai. Went all the way to me with the final from being at the bottom of the league. I know his qualities. I think he'll complement Peter Hartley immensely. Very, very good partnership. And obviously Alex Lima as well. Alex Lima is like a newborn player. He played injured for me all last season. I think he took about 8 different injections in different games to play, because that's the heart the boy has. But he's looked like a new player in the pre-season. You mentioned Greg Stewart coming in, and obviously the strikers and Jordan Murray and Nerka Valskis, who Nerka was asked to play every minute more or less last year because we didn't have the strength and depth. The biggest challenge I'm going to have is actually just starting 4 of the 6 foreigners, because they're all excelled, they're looking really strong and fit. They want to play the part for Jamshedpur, which is a wonderful club.
And coach, first up, one of those big games against SC East Bengal, then FC Goa. How do you look at that first challenge against SC East Bengal? Yeah,
I think everybody looks and they look at the fixture list and they think, there is not any easy games. Every game in the ISL is a tough game, regardless of your opponents, because I think when you look down at the squads, obviously some new coaches have come in. I miss Robbie. Robbie's a friend of mine. Obviously, he's part of Wales for East Bengal. New coach coming in, new ideas, as some others have. So, I mean, it's going to be fresh. It's going to be challenging. But of course, you want to, as we all do, you want to hit the ground running. You want to win that first game as early as possible. We didn't do that last year until after 4 games. We lost our first game against Chennai. We actually lost a goal after 20 odd seconds or whatever it was, how quickly it was. So we want to obviously to make a better start. And if we do, it certainly gives us a platform. But the league's never won over 2 or 3 games. We'll be over the course of the whole period. But I think any coach will tell you, the sooner you start and pick up those points, the better for everybody involved.
Well, unfortunately, we've come to the end of another episode of Football United. But let's not forget, it is November and the Hero Indian Super League season is not far away. It begins on the 19th and we continue our build-up to that on the following episodes. But until the next time, from both of us here, it's goodbye.